Hi, Majesties, Kings and Queens. It's about the recent happening between Venezuela and the United States of America. There is a video about a Russian commander that is circulating right now on the internet. And it has exposed to everybody that, I think I've been saying this beforehand as well, that it is believed that it is because the military sold Maduro. That was the reason why America was able to evacuate swiftly within the time that they did the particular job they went to do in Venezuela. And of course, that's the normal American way to make the world fear them, that they are so powerful to the point where the people should see them like gods or gods. Whatever America wants to do, they just do it. But no, it was because there were people from within who have helped. And that was why I stressed the same thing when I was talking about Ibrahim Traore issue, when I said it's, people within that always sell you out. And the moment people within sell you out, there is no way that the one outside will not be able to capture you. That's the same situation as that situation of Maduro and his soldiers who sold him to the United States of America. So it was America's money that did the job, basically, not because they were so powerful and strong that they could do anything they want to do, even though the American army is powerful. But the truth still remains that they had an inside job, had someone who did the job for them from inside. That's a fact that cannot be disputed, okay? So the truth here is that I don't know what the outcome of all these things will be, but I just want us to listen to this general. He spoke intensely from his heart, and I picked a lot from what he said, and I just believe that it will benefit you. And that's the reason why I'm sharing it here with you, my majesties, kings and queens. So you listen to this and do leave your comment there at the section. And I told you already that this whole issue of international law, there is nothing like international law anymore. Like even before now, it was just, a camouflage to hide behind. There is nothing like international law. These people do whatever they want to do. They don't care. And that is for a fact. And according to this commander, Trump is an enemy to humanity. And Trump is the Antichrist that the world have long heard of. So it's right before our faces. Not in the future. It is here presently before us.
Witness the events in Venezuela at the beginning of the year. How the bandit state of America kidnapped the leader of Venezuela. Well, they say it was a military operation. That's a big fairy tale, of course. There was no military operation. There was collusion. With the entire remaining Venezuelan leadership, including the head of security for President Maduro himself. His entire security detail, the entire Venezuelan leadership, they quietly, silently sold out their president. Of course, this is probably the most shameless act that could have been committed. No matter what kind of person President Maduro is, shame will fall on any country that can do such a thing. Well, the most interesting thing is, what is it? Trump is reveling in this essentially predatory act of his, talking about how some 200 of his people did something supernatural. Well, yes, it was American money that did it. And, of course, the corrupt leaders, the corrupt elites of Venezuela, they jointly accomplished what has already been done. The fact that they know how to bribe and negotiate deals, well, yes, well done. There was no military action. Well, the thing that really got to me was that the American leadership started talking about air defense. It's supposedly Russian, it's supposedly, in short, and mocking Russia's air defense, it's Russian production. The simple fact is that for Russian air defense to work, you need men, real men who are ready to push the button and do their job. Without real men, air defense is just a piece of iron. And talking about how air defense is Russian is just some kind of nonsense. Well, I think it's a bit of a joke, as they say, the boys. Yes, when there's a massive airstrike in all directions, deep into the country, as they say, our air defenses can't shoot down that many drones with those particular missiles. And the air defenses can't be positioned in such a way that they could shoot down everything that flies there. I mean, small birds, big birds, it's impossible. But if we're talking about the helicopters that swept through Caracaldo, taking Maduro right from the center of the military town, where more than 100,000 people live. And almost all of them are military. Imagine that, military families. It's a complete deal. And it has nothing to do with the military operation. It has nothing to do with our Russian-made air defenses. Cowards and traitors did their job. And, of course, they will be branded with shame for it. Now everyone's talking about something like, oh, Russia was slapped in the face, or Russia was insulted. It wasn't Russia that was insulted or offended. Russia's involvement in Venezuela was nominal. Frankly, if anyone was slapped in the face or insulted, it was China, because China has invested more in Venezuela than anyone else. As far as I know, China has already invested hundreds of billions of dollars there. They've been all over the place, practically the Chinese were everywhere. And they've invested well there. It turns out that America essentially staged a campaign that drove China out of Venezuela. As for us, well, yes, we invested some money there too, that's true. Compared to what China and we have invested, well, we've invested much less. And, of course, Venezuela has been a friendly country for us until now. And losing it is very bad for us. And at the same time, well, it's good that what happened happened. Trump has once again demonstrated that he is a terrorist. So, he took hostages and is demanding that the state hand over the wealth they have. So, that's the bottom line. Trump is not only an enemy of Russia, he is an enemy of humanity. And you will see even further how, with his help, escalation will occur around the world. Trump, the great peacemaker, will do his job, and we will witness it. He is one of the most vicious cheats who has ever walked this earth. And one could very well say that he is precisely that same Antichrist dodgel with his slogans, when he shouts that no one can stop him. He will do what he deems necessary. Wait. Aren't these precisely the attributes of that army of the Antichrist dodgel, which is supposed to break all rules and norms, say one thing, do another? So, what slogans are being heard now? Anyone who doesn't do what Trump says, or what I say, we will punish them all. It's like he's taken on the role of God. All true believers must understand that Trump is just a man. Yes, he will rule for a while in this manner. Well, believe me, what he did will come back to haunt him and America in a big way. They shot themselves in the foot, it seems. Now all countries understand that there is no international law, no UN, no nothing. There is only the law of force. And everyone will begin to reconsider their relationships both within NATO and with America in one format or another. Believe me, all of humanity has entered a new era from this moment on. And we, too, of course, must understand that we have entered a new era of reaching agreement, of talking with people who don't even have the honor of having a say, of negotiating with them, of talking with them. People who talk about friendship and then rush to insult our country, our commander-in-chief. These are not people we should take into account at all. We must take a firm line, and we must strive for victory. All of Europe is preparing to fight Russia. We must open our eyes, wake up, and start preparing for this war too. And, of course, I can say one thing with certainty. Russia, no matter what they do, will definitely win. They have no power that could force Russia to lose, because God loves Russia. And I'll say one more thing. This is what we must give credit to Supreme Commander-in-Chief Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. He is a man who keeps his word. This is what we must give him credit for. And what about Trump? He gave his word today, took it back tomorrow. The day after tomorrow he swore he loved us, and the next day he says we are enemies. Who the hell is he? This is precisely one of the Antichrists, if not the Dodgel himself. So that's how it is. Don't worry about anything. Do what you must do. Don't tire of our struggle, because you can't tire of fighting the army of the Antichrist until we win. And we will definitely win. And don't worry about anything. Pray. Pray for our country, for the Commander-in-Chief, for us, for everyone. Thank you all for your support. Akhmet is strong, Russia is powerful, God is one.